All right, so we're gonna get back into working out after we just had our baby. Big exciting time, congratulations, everybody's happy, but we're also have had a major physical event in our life. We just had a baby. We're not sleeping. Our eating probably isn't on point and wonderful because you're not taking time to make meals from natural ingredients. You're just trying to survive right now, okay? So we got a lot of things stacked against us, and we've been chilling for like 6, 8, 12 weeks maybe, okay? Maybe even longer. So we're gonna ease back into this. The first thing we're gonna do is work on our core, start to get that back, just firing again, working again, doing the things we want, getting control back over it. And then after that, we're gonna work on keeping our core strong while we're doing some of the fundamental movements that we do. We're just gonna reintegrate those movement patterns and ease into it. So we're gonna start with our 8-point plank. We're gonna have our toes, knees, elbows, and hands on the ground. Now I'm not moving my pelvis around in space. I'm keeping it where it is, and I'm tucking it. So I'm trying to rotate that tailbone down a little bit of posterior tuck or tilt. Some people like to keep tucking, so I'm tucking that pelvis under, and I'm gonna feel those abs engaged, specifically the lower abs. Now your lower abs are different than your upper abs. It's the same slab of muscle, but we're just referring to the general area that you're really gonna feel the most. And you may jump a little bit, you may jump a lot of it, that's okay. That's effort, that's your brain kind of communicating with your body and then kind of figuring it out. That'll slow down and stop eventually. We're gonna breathe into our nose and into the back of the ribs, really expanding out. Breathe in, and then blow it out. And so make sure you control your breathing, and then we always are breathing. When you have the hang of that, we're gonna start to push down with everything, our toes, our knees, and that jumping's really gonna take off then. But you gotta make sure you keep breathing. If you don't breathe, we're not getting out of it what we want. So breathe into the back of those ribs, and keep that core engagement. Remember, the jumping is good. So when those abs jump and freak out, that's good. Try to do that for like 10 sustained breaths. That'll keep you focused on your breathing if you're counting. 30 seconds, 45 seconds is what we're after. And then we want to work on pouring more intensity into that push. So as you get good, just start to push harder and draw everything into the middle. And the harder you're able to push, A, we're able to push harder, and B, that's just more intense and your body being able to handle that load. After that, we're going to go to a Pallof. So I've got 2 bands tied up together. All right. You might want lighter bands to kind of start with. And all we're going to do is step out. Okay, I'm sorry, you're gonna get tension up here, hands at your chest, and we're gonna get tension making our upper body one unit. So our arms are just an extension of our torso, and then we're gonna step out. And we're just gonna hold this tall pillar. Okay, you're gonna feel everything pulling you this way. We wanna avoid making funny moves, doing funny dances, having our arms get pulled way down here. We want that band out to parallel with us, so don't have that band pulling back at you, behind you, you want it out to the side. And we're gonna hold that. You'll feel that pillar strength, and you'll feel how you're trying to be turned like that, and you're having to fight that. We're working on that transverse, those deep, deep core muscles. After that, we're gonna work on integrating with a squat. So we're gonna have a stick, all right? We're gonna get our feet about hip width apart. We're gonna put the stick over our head, and we're gonna go down to about a quarter squat, and we're gonna hold this position. We gotta get our core engaged, so we want that pelvis to be in a nice, natural, or should be neutral position. So we don't wanna let it dump forward, but we don't wanna tuck it back super, super hard and have everything squeezing really hard and clench. You wanna pull your sit bones, pull your butthole down to the ground, all right? And we're gonna stop at about a quarter squat right here. I want you to feel your toes. Doing this barefoot is optimal. Push those toes into the ground, take your stick and squeeze it together. Pull it apart. Every breath, switch. So inhale, push together, exhale, push harder. Then pull the stick apart. Inhale, push it, pull apart. Exhale, pull apart harder, and switch each breath. And let's do 10 breaths. Okay, as we get better, we'll do 15. We'll do 20, all right? We'll hold it for a minute. We'll get deeper in the squat. We'll do all sorts of things as we progress. If it gets started, we'll start there. Again, your basic is where you can still engage all these pelvic floor muscles. You can still feel pulling your feet kind of together, all those adductors engage, okay? If you're way down here, that's a lot harder to do. If you're standing up taller, it's a little bit easier. We can also play with the different angle of the stick. You can get in like the corner of a ceiling. I've got the cable machine here, and push the stick up into the cable here. And you can do your same squat here and then push up. You can even push yourself down into it and feel that, keep that pelvis where it is, but you can really feel that core engaged, especially very deep, keeping that pelvis and that spine still, which is going to help some of that low back pain and just start us off in our journey to get back where we want to be, okay? Again, you can hold those isometrics. So we're just doing that holding the basement, breathing for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. How long can you hold it? All right? We're going to go next to a farmer's carry. We're going to stand tall. We're going to have, this can be anything. I've got a kettlebell here. It's convenient. Dumbbells work. A bag works. You all have now these baby carriers. That works as well. Stand tall. All right, we're going to try take those nice intentional steps. We're going to practice stepping over all the kids' toys. You got to practice what you're going to do. All right, keeping everything still. Start light. It doesn't have to be heavy. Start with 20 pounds. Start with 30 pounds. No big deal. It's going to be challenging. Remember, we save some space here. So look, don't let that kettlebell swing. Don't let you'll be tempted to do this. And you got to check in with these things. Remember the last time we did all this, yeah, we were strong. Even when we were pregnant, we were still strong as hell. Okay, so it wasn't something we had to focus on as much. Now we've got this whole new situation, so we really got to focus in. Take some video of yourself. Do it in front of a mirror. Have somebody watch it. Make sure that you're not doing those little cheats. All right, the not your eye is a good eye to catch. All right. So now, how much do we do? All right. At first, we want to kind of do all of these every day a little bit. So we're going to try to do this once, twice, every day, every other day, so somewhat frequently for the first week, 10 days, 2 weeks. Again, we're at a very basic level trying to ease into it. So just do all those exercises one time on the first day. Maybe try to do a couple of them that you really liked or that you're working on. Okay, maybe try to get those twice the next day or the next time you do it, which shouldn't be more than 48 hours, shouldn't be more than 48 hours out. Okay, so try to do it twice the next time. Okay, try to do it 3. Okay, and then in a couple weeks, we'll be able to progress to things like how many sets of 10 or whatever. Okay, and then we'll get into that. We're not quite there yet. All right, so that's how we'll start with this. Again, we're looking at, and again, we had one weight, which in all honesty, you're gonna be carrying around a baby and all these things. So you're kind of doing it throughout the day. So if you're moving around, if you're going to visit somebody or you have the kid out, okay, and you have the carrier, pick it up and just be intentional. Make this your walk. We just did that suitcase carry. This is perfect. So just be intentional about it. Sure, you look goofy, but who cares? We're being awesome. All right. Hey, thanks so much. If you got questions, shoot them to me. Comment questions below. Appreciate you all. Congratulations. This is super awesome, and we're excited to be a part of your journey along with your new bundle of joy.